Hi, friends. Maka Supreme here, coming at you guys with another reading. So, for this reading, I am going to be gauging just how likable you are. Um, of course, I say that, but honestly, truly, what this reading is about is testing your level of agreeableness. Um, I decided to mix tarot with psychology. One of the things in psychology is personality typing. Like, that's one of the things that people get really, really drawn to with psychology and like really learning more about themselves and things of that nature. So I decided to take one of the popular psychological typing tools, the Big Five personality type things, and I am more so focusing on the aspect of agreeableness with this reading. Agreeableness is the level of warmth, friendliness, and tact. It's your ability to get along with other people and really just a gauge of your optimism and your views on human nature. So when I say likable, it's more so about like how well you get along with other people and pretty much your views on humanity and on life as a whole. So it's deeper than just whether other people like you or not. This is really meant to hold a mirror to you. Um, so the way that this reading is structured is that I have the oracle cards here. The oracle cards will be getting me, and I'm going to talk about how this reading is done in the intro because I will not be going through it for each one of these piles. So watching the intro is going to be very important. But the way that I structured this reading is that I pulled three oracle cards just for me to get like a feel for your energy, for your soul, for your spirit. So I can see just your overall level of agreeableness. And then the tarot cards are more so a reflection of the five aspects of agreeableness. The five aspects are sympathy, morality, trust, altruism, cooperation, and modesty. And these six aspects I will be going through in each one of the readings. So don't worry about it if you can't remember them all right here, right now. So for pile selection, I made four piles for this reading, and I'll be having you guys pick a card, the one that most resonates with you guys. So for pile one, we have romance. Let me make sure I have it in frame. Let's back it up. Boom. Pile one, romance. For pile two, we have speculation. Make sure I have everything in frame. It looks good. Boom. For pile three, we have eccentricity. And for pile four, we have influence. So take the time out to go back and forth on that reading on the piles as many times as you need until you find the pile that's right for you. So with that out of the way, we will be getting started with the reading. If you chose the romance card, pile one, then this reading is for you. So let me get the cards out here nice and ready. Let me make sure that that the cards are in frame. They are so far. Yep. All right. Perfect. Everything is in frame. Everything looks good. So pile one. For your overall like energy of your spirit, we have Child Divine, which is innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggests a special connection with the divine. We also have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. And then here we have trickery. So what this tells me from your spirit, from your soul, and you can see whether or not this is your pile just by like how much this might describe you. Um, I can see pile one that your energy, your spirit, your soul is like someone that actually really been through a lot. The trickery in the guilt card talks to me a lot about how maybe you probably been used by a lot of other people in the past. Maybe a lot of people were dishonest, not upfront. The trickery card is all about two parties actually, the dragon and the squirrel, both lying and maneuvering around each other to trick each other to get what the other one has. But the thing is, at the end, neither one of them are satisfied and neither one of them is happy. The dragon regretted giving up his baskets of acorn. I mean, giving up his big acorn, and the squirrel realized that the dragon actually filled some of his baskets up with rocks. Not all of it that he gave him was acorns. They both were lying to each other, and in the end, the dragon felt disappointed because no, okay, yeah, because the dragon felt disappointed because the squirrel tricked him. He put some rocks in there; it wasn't all acorns, and then the squirrel realized that that one big acorn wasn't enough to really get it through the winter. So I really feel like in the past you probably had to deal with a lot of people who really tried to just like give you the bare minimum or tricked you in, or tried to trick you into giving you less than what you deserve. And I really felt like you probably also played that game as well, Paul One. I'm gonna be real honest. I felt like you played that game as well. You wasn't entirely complicit with it. But the fact of the matter is, Paul One, I feel like you've grown out of that energy. And I can see it with the cards that's in here as well, with the other five aspects. Well, I mean, with the other six aspects that makes up the agreeableness. So I'll get into those a little bit later in the reading, but I can see here that you grew out of it, especially since you had Child Divine here. Like, you really grew up a lot. It's innocence, purity, and the key word here is redemption for you, Power One. Redemption. Like I said, I don't think you were entirely complicit in this energy and this being dubious and doing what you got to do to get to get yours. I don't think you were I don't think you're you're a saint and was a saint in that regard. But the fact of the matter is that you've been willing to try, change, and grow. And that's a beautiful thing, Power One. So the first card here represents your sympathy. Sympathy is the extent to which your judgments are based off of your emotions. People who rate high in sympathy, they tend to be more empathetic. They tend to like really make like more emotionally based decisions. But if you rate really low in sympathy, you tend to make more logical, cruel, and calculated decisions. So with sympathy being represented by the Empress, you definitely are someone with high sympathy. You probably are a very emotional person. If you won't describe yourself as emotional, then maybe you should do a little bit more reflecting because a lot of your decisions are in fact based off your emotions, your gut, and your intuition. With sympathy being high, or at least how I feel this energy is sympathy being high, you definitely are someone who makes heart-based decisions. And I can really see that being supported by Child Divine here, especially with the fact that you're on a redemption arc. Power One, I'll call it a redemption arc. You're changing your ways. And changing your ways really talks that energy really reverberates in being more emotionally sound and emotionally competent and intelligent with your decisions. So I feel that very strongly. The next card represents your morality. Your morality represents how you communicate with other people. People who rate high in morality are very direct and honest. People who rate low in morality tends to resort to manipulation and other kind of tactics instead of just being direct and honest about their goals. And you have the Five of Pentacles. And this is why I'm glad the Oracle cards came out how they did, because I pulled the Oracles first and then I did the Tarot. So this Five of Pentacles here in the morality section really represents the energy that I felt here about how you wasn't entirely non-complicit in the trickery that went on. This could have been like when you were younger, maybe teenage to young adult years. But the fact of the matter is It's that there's something about that that really stuck with you. With the Five of Pentacles being here, it's really rooted in a survival based mentality. You could be changing, your personality could be shifting and growing. A lot of people are of the mindset that your personality can change as you grow. And growing and me being the person that I am, I can understand that. At least with this type of personality metrics, this type of testing, this type of tool, I should say, for testing personality, I really think that you can grow and change if you're measuring it by these parameters. So you could be changing your ways in this regard, but the Five of Pentacles in morality section really does tell me someone who makes survival based decisions. And it's not decisions that are, communicate in a survival based way. Like it's about your needs being met and not really about what's best for everyone. That'd be more like the Six of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is you. And when you communicate with someone, you might really put on a mask without yourself really knowing it, Power One. You might be the kind of person, like I really feel like this dragon energy. Like you might really wear a smile, but deep down, your claws are here and you're ready to seize what you want. You got your eye on that on the other person's basket. You got the eye on the other person's resources. And you're gonna have to really you're gonna sell yourself any which way to make sure that you get it. And that's what I get here with the morality. That duplicitous nature. Now I did give you the benefit of the doubt, Paul. I want to say that you guys are changing, especially with the guilt card. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So I give you the benefit of the doubt of saying that you're changing. But that kind of energy here is really being highlighted in not only your oracle cards, but also with the Five of Pentacles representing your morality. Next, we have trust, which is your belief in the good of others. This can also be about how you really see and view human nature. Do you really trust other people? And here you have the Queen of Pentacles. And to me, the Queen of Pentacles is very solid. So there might be a little bit of you with the morality portion that might still hold on to certain traumas and things of the past, certain things that you might still need to release in regards to how you communicate to get what you want in that regard with your morality. But I know here in the trust, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, you do believe in the good of other people, especially since you are the child divine. The universe might have definitely showed you, Power One, that not everyone is out to get you. Not everyone is out trying to pull the wool over your eyes or try to do this or try to do that. And I can see that you really developed a little bit of trust in other people. At least trust in that not everyone is out here to really, not everyone is bad, not everyone is evil. Like you really grew up a lot in the area of trust, Power One. And it's a beautiful thing to see, and it really is in line with your card. It's about releasing beliefs that no longer assist your soul growth and walking on that path of redemption. Beautiful energy. Okay. So the next card that we have here represents, let me see, this is 50 morality, trust, altruism. Okay, yes. Now we're on altruism. For those of you who don't know, altruism is self-sacrifice, it's generosity and consideration for other people. And here you have the Two of Cups. Like this goes hand in hand with the energy that we have for morality. I mean, not morality, that we have in hand for trust. Yeah, for trust and altruism. That's your really strong, that's the biggest things that the universe has really worked with you on is your trust and your altruism. Becoming more open and probably not with your communications because we're still at the Five of Pentacles, but in your heart, your belief. You're definitely much more generous and much more considerate of other people, and you have a good belief in the goodness of other people. And with the altruism card being the Two of Cups, I really feel like you might really now Power One, you might have reached a really good place in your life where you feel like you can sacrifice a little bit, where you can give back, be a little bit more generous, be a little bit more considerate of other people. That's part of this redemption. That's really seems to be the theme in this reading, the releasing of guilt and the changing of this trickery energy. You really are someone who believes in the goodness of people and would really put themselves out there for the sake of another person now. And that's a really beautiful thing to see. Now we have cooperation. Cooperation is the response to what is it? The response to conflict. There it is. High cooperation talks about someone who's meek and mild, and low cooperation speaks to someone who's like aggressive and a little bit like proud. Hmm. I'm sorry, someone's just like out there arguing and it's distracting me. But yeah, with cooperation being represented by judgment, I think I think your energy of cooperation is actually, because it's funny, you would think that that judgment represents like high cooperation, but I really feel like you're more in the mid tier. To me, judgment represents the soundness of judgment. And being high in cooperation, because it seems like I'm really taking it using my psychology. I'm taking it from a really Western standpoint. For those of you who are like over in like Europe and things of that nature, being high, well, Asia probably, being high, or what do they call it? More societies that aren't really individualistic, coming from a culture that's more based on community. Having high cooperation would be like really really good. In that case, judgment does represent high cooperation. For those people who are like really think that being mild and meek and compassionate is a really good thing. Know what? You know what? Yes. I was trying to change it around and like really try to suit this card to fit my own needs. I was really injecting my own personal beliefs into this. But if I really look at the card, really feel the energy, this represents a high level of cooperation. You guys could be a little bit more meek, a little bit more mild, and a little bit more keen to give in to the other person's demands or give in to like other people in regards to conflict. And like I said, this represents the innocence, the purity, and the redemption. That child divine card energy is like radiating over this reading. I really tried to like finesse the reading, like tried to like really give it like, a more modern or Western spin, but I can't do it. Because I really feel like not everyone who's watching this is going to be from the United States. Not everyone who picked this pile is going to be from the United States. In which case, having high cooperation is a good thing for cultures that are a little bit more together and tight knit. That values like honoring honoring the elderly, each one teach one, and helping each other. You fit in very well with that, pal. One, your level of cooperation is very high. Like I don't think that you're very meek and mild. You could be, but I really think that you're not really one that's really prone to conflict. You have a sound judgment in that regard. And finally, we have modesty, pile one. Modesty represents your humility, how humble you are. And here we have the Knight of Wands. To me, since the Knight is a court card, this represents a high level of modesty. The Knight of Wands here being a court card lets me know that you guys are really set on the things that you want. That energy of the trickery is still kind of present here. Like you guys will go for what you want and you will pursue your goals and pursue the things that you need. But I really feel like you guys have learned to be humble or have been humble. Because the Knight of Wands is someone that's like very ambitious and impulsive. But if this was like the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands, I could say like maybe you aren't so humble. But the Knight of Wands hasn't really gotten to the Queen or King level yet where it can be a little bit arrogant, boastful, or proud. So I don't feel that energy from the Knight of Wands pile one. I really feel like you guys, if you pick this pile, you might be pretty modest people. If you were younger, like a younger individual, because I really feel like some of you guys might really be a little bit more on the grown side here, like you've really been through some lessons in life. I really feel like younger you might have been a little proud, a little cocky, might have been a little bit like, or arrogant maybe, or maybe just like, I'm hearing like compensating for the things that you didn't have, a little overcompensating. But now you're in a place where you can be a lot more focused here because I pulled the cards just so I can look at the energy. And this Knight of Wands in particular is a ninja. The ninjas has to go through a lot of discipline. You can't be a ninja and be undisciplined and unruly. Otherwise, you'll be a rogue ninja. But now this ninja is very focused. And I feel that energy here, very disciplined, very humble people. You know how to stand out when you need to, but standing out isn't really like your first go-to, Power One. So overall, how would I say? I would think that you're actually a very likable person. I would say that your agreeableness is on more of like the mid to high side, more so high than mid. You only really have like one area that's like really, I really think is being transformed and changed currently, Power One, and that's your morals, your morality, how you communicate and how you deal with people to get the things that you want. I think that's something that might be a wound, an old wound, or something that really came from, stemmed from a very deep place. Like I'm really feeling like your childhood, Power One. That whole survival mindset could have been, you could have grew up poor, you could have grew up hungry, you could have grew up not really getting the things that you felt like you want or deserve or probably even needed. But I really feel like that energy is really being shifted and changed to be put more so in line with the rest of your reading and the rest of your cards, Power One. So I would say that you're actually a very likable person. I think you passed the test, Power One. You guys are good to go. You guys are very likable people. So if this reading resonated with you, Power One, this is something new that I really wanted to try on my channel. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think. Tell me if the reading was accurate. Leave me some feedback. This is the one time I'm asking for feedback. If you guys also want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. You can donate a deck to my channel if you would want, or you can either book a personal reading with me. Thank you so much, Power One, for your time and your energy, and be blessed. If you chose Pile 2, the speculation card, then this reading is for you. So let's get into your cards here, Pile 2. Let's see how likable you are. Make sure all the cards are in frame. And they are. Move the tower up. Perfect. All right. So, Pile 2. The oracle cards up here is more so a look at your soul, your spirit. And we have self-worth, perseverance, which says, I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. And then we have God, which is about benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So right off the bat, Power One, I can tell that you are people who really had to go through a lot. And the experiences that you've been through has taught you a lot about just how awesome you are, Power Two. I really feel like the theme of power struggles between you and other people are like a very prevalent thing in your life and in your spirit and on your path. Even though this isn't like a spiritually charged reading, I can't help but like really say that to you guys, that you really had to go through a lot about learning exactly who you are, what you're worth, and you had to do so through a lot of trials, tribulations, and challenges. But through it all, Pile 2, I really feel like in the end, you guys have really learned to like have a healthy respect for other people and a more so healthy respect for yourself. You recognize the internal force within yourself. Really found a connection to a power that might have been higher to yourself, or maybe just found the connection or found like belief and faith in your own power and your own tenacity and your own gifts and your own ability and your own talents, Pile 2. This was a fight and a struggle to get to an area where you guys can really feel like that you're worth something. That you're I'm hearing that you're not trash. That you know that your life and your existence means something. That you can do whatever you set your mind to. So that's just a quick little reading of your soul and your spirit. That's a little something that I can see that makes up the composition of who you are. So let's get into your cards. So the first realm, the first trait for the agreeableness as a whole, which is what this reading is like really diagnosing or really getting a prognosis of, I guess, is sympathy. The sympathy talks about the extent to which you make judgments based off of your emotions. And here we have the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is very interesting since this is, in fact, a card of mental, mental and intellectual suit. So emotions probably isn't something that you make decisions based off anymore. Because I feel like when you made emotional decisions, you had such a heart to help and to give, but you've been stabbed like over and over and over again, pile two. So I really feel like your sympathy might be really on the low end. Like you probably are more mentally sound in your decisions and in your judgments. You probably make sure that you censor your emotional input whenever it comes to make a decision or a decision or a choice, and make sure that you really do so with from a more intellectual standpoint. This could have a lot to do with like what I described here with like your battles between other people and yourself, and having to really learn how to protect yourself and to come more into who you are. um, your formative years could have been filled with a lot of betrayal and a lot of harsh lessons around the cruelty of men and how other and the worst parts of other people. And you had to learn how to be kind to yourself and to be a little bit more discerning, be more discerning with who you show kindness to. You had to think about it a lot more because you used to make really emotional decisions, pal, too. I feel that strongly. But you really learned how to rein that in and temper your decisions with wisdom and intellect. So the next card speaks of your morality, and it talks about how you communicate with other people. High morality really is someone direct and honest, but low morality is someone who resorts to duplicitous means to get what they want. And for your morality, we have the Chariot. And to me, the Chariot is very high in morality because the Chariot is all about freedom, progress, and movement. And when think about someone being direct and honest, I really do feel the Chariot card. I really feel like you guys are very kind people. You say what you mean and mean what you say. And especially since you've really been hurt in the past because you had such a good heart, I can't help but I'm so glad that this card came out that way because it really does support the energy that I've been feeling here. That you guys really are very kind hearted, very nice and honest people, pal, too. And the Chariot card really proves that to me for your morality. Now we have trust. The trust represents your belief in the good of other people, and here you have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands and the trust portion of your reading tells me that you are willing to take a chance on other people. Like the fact that we have the Three of Wands here, but we had the Three of Swords with sympathy. For your sympathy, you really wasn't someone that really. You are someone now who really tempers their their decisions not with emotion but with logic and emotion. But you always are willing to like believe in the good of other people, and that's the fact that this God card and this perseverance card is here. I feel that energy there. This is recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others, benevolence and compassion. And you know what you can set. You can do whatever you set your mind to, but the perseverance card also talks to me of overcoming. And true perseverance and truly overcoming situations and traumas like that means that you're able to deal with without those experiences bringing you down to the pit, without those experiences souring your light, souring your belief in your faith in other people. And I feel that here with the Three of Wands representing trust. The Three of Wands is an adventurous spirit, someone that's willing to go out and take a chance. And trusting in the good of other people in this day and age is a gamble. It's like taking a chance, and it really does require the energy of bravery that I feel like the Three of Wands kind of embodies here. I feel that. I feel that for you, Paul, too. You are someone that's probably very high in trust as well. So the next card we have is altruism, which is self-sacrifice, generosity, and consideration. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles tell me that you guys have really come to a place or always been in a place where you've been very, no, you've come to a place where you're more secure in yourself. The fact that the altruism card is represented by the Nine of Pentacles lets me know that you guys kind of will rather like hold on and be a little bit more like hold on to the things that you have with your resources. Again, I'm being drawn to the sympathy. You temper your decisions not with only emotions but also with wisdom and intellect. And with the Nine of Pentacles here, this is someone that actually has an abundance. They're prosperous, and there's nothing here in this card that represents generosity. But I feel like Pal too, that you guys are generous people, but you just make sure that you give to the right people now. You're not giving as much as you used to back in the day, which is why we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is someone who's independent, self-sufficient, and self-made. And I don't really feel the energy of sharing in this Nine of Pentacles. So I would say that your altruism is about medium level right now, power too. I'll put you at about medium because it goes from low, medium to high. And the Nine of Pentacles to me feels like medium energy, just from the vibe and just how the rest of the reading was going. I think you're about a medium. You'll give to people when you want to give, but I don't think you're high on self-sacrifice and generosity and consideration. I think your experiences really allowed you to like really temper that. And I don't think that this is a bad thing. I don't think that, being high in altruism, being medium in altruism is like a bad thing. I think it's very healthy to be medium in altruism. Because if you're high in altruism, you'll be some kind of martyr. And I don't feel the energy of martyrism here. Because if it was, then you'll still make very emotional decisions. So I think your altruism is about a medium. Yeah. Next, we have cooperation, which is your response to conflict. High cooperation is someone that's meek, mild, and really willing to give in to other people. And low cooperation is someone that's aggressive, assertive, and really try to push their way. But you have the High Priestess here, which lets me know, Paul, too, that you're definitely more of the mild and meek type. I'm hearing the meek shall inherit the earth. You probably are a very kind and loving person, Paul, too. I can't escape it. You're a very kind and loving person. And the fact that you have the High Priestess here for cooperation lets me know that you are someone who will work with other people, who can work with other people. But your cooperation, you've had to learn through perseverance and realizing your self-worth that you have to be a little bit more wise with how you give to other people and how you cooperate and work with people. Make sure that you actually are getting something out of the deal yourself and not just being walked and trampled over. The High Priestess to me is someone that's actually very wise. And the fact that you have like the High Priestess here for cooperation lets me know like, yes, you are willing to give in to other people. Yes, you will do what you need to do. But when the time comes for you to speak, when the time comes for you to get yours, you know how to intuitively maneuver so that you can get what you want out of this situation, or that you can get what you need out of a partnership or a deal. So you're no fool, at least not anymore, Pal 2. You really learned and you grew a lot, and you found out exactly how to get what you're worth each and every time, Pal 2. Now, finally, for modesty, which represents your humility and how humble you are, we have the Tower. Now, the Tower and modesty and humility, to me, it really speaks to me of someone who probably wasn't so modest, or probably not so modest now. Now that we have self-worth, perseverance, and God here, I really think that you reached a point in your life where you're kind of feeling yourself, pal, too. I don't think that having low modesty is a bad thing for you guys. I think actually being a little bit lower in the modesty is where you were being pushed and led to. So you can have a better sense of your self-worth to like really come into a place where you can actually think of yourself pretty highly. I think for this pile, even though the tower to me represents low modesty, I don't think it's a bad thing here. I think it was very sorely needed for this pile in particular, for you guys to really be a little bit more arrogant, a little bit more self-assured, a little bit more like overly confident. I think you guys really needed that in your life because you were too humble, to had too much humility in the past, and people really trampled all over that. So I think having low modesty is a very good thing for this pod, and it's very fitting. So overall, you guys are very likable, very agreeable people. Your your likability is a thumbs up, pile two. You guys are good people. You've been through so much. You've endured a lot, and you've actually come to a beautiful position in your life where you not only value yourself, but you value the good and the beauty in other people. You didn't let your experiences sour you, pal, too. And that's very powerful. That's very wise. And that's very, you know what? You just have my kudos, pal, too. So claps to you. So if this reading resonated, please leave a like. Please comment on this video, pile too. I would definitely like some feedback on how you guys like this. I am thinking about continuing the series with the rest of the traits. If you guys like this reading, please leave a comment. Please leave some feedback for this one because I definitely want to hear it. If you guys want to support my channel, you guys can book a reading with me. You guys can donate a deck to my channel. The links to those things are in the description box. Thank you and be blessed. If you chose pile 3, eccentricity, then this reading is for you. So let's see what we got here. See what we got, see what we got, see what we got. All right. Pile 3. These oracle cards up here give me a feeling for your energy, for your spirit, for your soul. So these cards, the top oracle cards really give me a feeling of like who you might be as a person. And what I got here is grief, envy, and fool. The Fool speaks of fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. I really feel like pile 3 that you guys guys are pretty complex. I feel like you guys have really heavy and strong emotions, and I really feel like you guys really had to learn how to like really deal with your very emotionally turbulent nature. I feel like you guys probably had to endure a lot in your life, and I'm hearing it left a scar. Like you guys might really be in need of some healing. And I feel like you guys are kind of learning about how to heal yourself, and you're doing it probably through learning how to like laugh at your pain. I'm hearing like Kevin Hart, learning how to laugh at your pain. The shadow attribute of the Fool really jumped out to me for this pile though, which is using humor to wound rather than liberate, and denial of your emotional truth. I really feel like you guys, the denial of your emotional truth part is what really jumped out to me as I was like reading the energy of this. You guys might be more sad or more hurt than what you realize or what you're willing to pay attention to here. I feel like your emotional wounds might have more of a sway and a hold in your life than you really understand, Pile 3. Um, yeah. The envy card here really jumps out to me as well. I almost didn't want to pull it out for this pile. I wanted to put it back and shuffle it, but I don't do sugarcoat overly positive readings. Envy might really be something that you really struggle with, but you just deny, especially with the shadow attribute of the fool being the part of it that really jumped out to me. The denial of your emotional truth, and we have grief. You could have been like given a little bit less in life, and you really are just angry about not knowing why that's happened to you, why everyone else like seems to be doing better, but yet you always have to struggle. There's always something else, there's always this, there's always that, there's always loss. Your energy feels very heavy, Pile 3. It feels very heavy. I've been drawn to actually look over at your top card. I didn't do this for any other pile 3, but I was drawn to look over at your top pile with Saturn Aquarius. This could have a lot to do with the fact, because I actually have Saturn in my Aquarius, and I can tell you that having Saturn in the 11th house is a very painful and very challenging experience, especially since it deals mostly with not being very agreeable with other people not really liking you, other people really not banging with you. I felt the energy of envy before, where all these people, they tend to have a lot of friends, they tend to be very successful, and I'm always getting the short end of the stick, always getting my ass kicked, always being outcasted and blamed. But I really feel like I need to tell you, Pile 3, that your eccentricity, you being a little bit different, you being the person that you are, isn't something that you should really fight against or struggle against. Acknowledge the pain that has caused you. Don't try to hold on to a false pretense of just being, I'm unbreakable, because that's something that Aquariuses can do. They tend to hide their emotions. Don't hide your emotions. Allow yourself to feel so you can really process how your life, your upbringing has really left a scar on your spirit. That's something that I feel like I should say. It's not a intensely spiritual reading, Pile 3, but that's the energy I got from your cards. So the first card here that determines your likability is about sympathy. Sympathy is the extent to which judgments, uh, shit. Sympathy is the extent to which emotions have an impact on your judgment. And here we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is like clearly emotional detachment, really filling in with this Aquarius card here. You've really learned how to not really you probably are very used to not making decisions based off your emotions. The Eight of Cups signifies a walking away, a leaving of everything that you once knew and loved. This could represent also a transition in your life. Maybe this is something that you're currently working on now. I do believe that this particular psychology tool, personality tool, does leave room for growth. It's one of those tools that say that a personality isn't stagnant, it changes and it shifts. So there is energy of growth in these readings, especially with this particular psychological tool that I was guided to use for this reading. So there is room for growth here, but you're not very emotionally based, or at least you don't understand the extent to how much your decisions are based off of emotions, or how much your life has caused you to stifle using your emotions in your decision making. The Eight of Cups is a complete walking away from that. You don't you don't really do that. You're more logical, Pile 3. I'll say that you're definitely very logical in your decision making. The next card represents your morality, and the high morality is someone who's direct and honest when they're communicating. Low morality is someone who is very manipulative, duplicitous, could be a liar. But you have high morality, Pile 3. You guys are at the very least very direct and very honest about how you feel. I'm hearing I said what I said. You're definitely not the type to really back down to other people. You're definitely not the type that really that really allows other people to walk all over them. And that could be a reason why you had to struggle and deal with a lot of people, a lot of like tension and conflict with other people, because you have a strong and eccentric personality here, pile three. Very strong and eccentric personality. And that could be exactly why you had to deal with other people and why you had like intense conflict with other people that I felt. Um, but you guys are very direct and honest. You're very high on the morality meter, because the way that this scale works is it goes from low to medium to high, and you guys are very high in morality. I feel that very direct and honest people, and that's what I get from the Fool card. The next card represents your trust, and that's the belief in the good of others. And here we have the Four of Cups, and this lets me know that you really don't trust people. You don't really bang with them. Because the thing about the Four of Cups is that there's always just a rejection of the Three of Cups here, which is cooperations, friends, and partying. And the divine spirit always tries to get this person the Four of Cups to see, like, wait a minute, there is more. Like, don't shut everything completely out. I want to add to you. But with the Four of Cups here being in a trust, you rather do things yourself. You don't put a lot of trust in the goodness of other people. To you, it's a myth. To you, it's just something that fools and suckers believe. It's too emotional for you, pile three. You're very logical, very practical. Some would probably even go as far as to call you cold, pile three. You don't really believe in the good of others. That's not your thing. That's not what you base your life off of, and that's not something that you're willing to gamble and to like put your stuff in their hand in other people's hands with. You rather handle things yourself, pile three. No, and not really have much faith and belief in other people, especially not the good in others. The next card that you have represents your altruism. Now, altruism is your tendency to self sacrifice, your generosity, and your consideration. And here we have the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant here lets me know that you might be a little bit generous with your words. You might, teach and help other people. But giving anything else other than that is like a big fat no no. To me, the Hierophant is very medium in altruism. Even though he is the high priest, he's also the royal high priest, which means that he's not really dealing with the common folk. He only deals with people who have who has the status, the money, and the means to come and like really visit him. He is the Pope. He's not like just a local church leader. So I really get the feeling that you will help the people who come and seek you, pile three. You're not out here like really extending the hand, especially since you was very low in trust. You're very medium in altruism. You're not really out here looking for people to help. You're not willing to sacrifice yourself to help other people. They come to you for help. You'll give them words. You'll give them advice. You'll give them guidance. But they can't really expect much else out of you, pile three. That's the best you want to give them. You might give them a nice little tarot card reading or free aura and energy reading. But if they need money, if they need emotional support, you'll probably do the bare minimum in that regard, or just do what would be expected of a regular human being. So that's what I get there for that. So next we have cooperation, which is your response to conflict. Whether your high cooperation means that you're meek and mild, and low cooperation means that you're assertive, aggressive, and that you really push for your way. But the thing is, though, pile threes, you're very high in cooperations with the lovers here. You are someone who really wants peace. You're not out here really trying to be overly aggressive, not really trying to force your views on other people. You're very out the way and very in the cut. This Aquarius energy is very heavy for your reading in particular, pile three. None of the other cards for the other piles, like the card that they picked, didn't really have much bearing on it. But I really feel like if you pick this pile in particular, you are someone that's very different. You could have very high Aquarius energies, like could be Aquarius sun, moon, probably even rising, or maybe even have your Saturn Aquarius, like I stated that I have. But there's something here about your 11th house being challenged, and that's why I said this has a lot to do with conflicts with other people, a lot of tension with other people. and not really realizing how much that really affected you. You are a very kind and cooperative person. Like you're not really a troublemaker or a rabble rouser. I'm hearing pile three. You do want peace and you do want cooperation. So you will avoid conflict if you can. And I feel that here. You're not very aggressive. You're not the type to really just want to start a problem and push too hard for what you want. Push too hard to have your way. You rather just keep the peace and maintain the flow. And then finally, for modesty, this is about your humility. And here we have the star. I really feel like this is the area of your life, power four, not power, not power four, power three. I really feel like the area of modesty, your humility, is the part where a lot of people probably really get very angry with you at. Because to me, the star represents very low modesty because the star card is someone who probably who how can I say this without sounding so mean? I'm sorry, I'm literally tripping over my words here. I'm really trying to think of the best way to phrase this. When I hear the star card, I think, didn't you notice that I'm a star? I'm coming into view as the world is turning. You probably have a really good opinion of yourself, but I feel like this high opinion of yourself is is like a reactive formation from your trauma of really being outcasted from so many people, having so much conflict that you really just have to believe in yourself. I feel like that this is a mask. This star energy with the modesty, this low humility. I feel like it's a mask. Something that you have to wear for yourself so that you yourself don't start getting down on yourself. You have to maintain this energy of believing in yourself, of thinking that you're so great, having a sense of overconfidence. Because if you don't, you'll be crushed under the weight of like the emotional traumas that kind of build and that you're probably denying or not really seeing in your life, pile three. So I would give you very low rating in the modesty section. I really think that you might have like low modesty, be very bold with how you express yourself. I get the feeling that you're at the point in your life, Power Three, where you're just going to be yourself no matter what. And if no one else is going to give you your roses, if no one else is going to give you your kudos, you're going to give them to yourself. You're going to give them to yourself, Power Three. And that's why I feel like you have very low modesty, and low modesty translates to high confidence, almost arrogance, and things of that nature. But you need it. It's a reactive formation to the emotional trauma that you've been going through, pile three. It's what keeps you safe. Once you start going through like some healing, or probably if you already are going through, because like I said, this particular personality tool leaves room for growth and change. These are factors and traits that can be changed through therapy, through facing things, or like really just coming to an understanding of who you are. So I really feel like if you get some healing or like are going through a current healing patch in your life, pile three, and I did want to say that about the start that this is the area that needs healing. But I really feel like once you get some healing, pile three, this modesty score is going to change. But overall, pile three, in terms of your agreeableness, your likability, I would give you a very, probably a low score. Low to medium score in terms of likability. I get the feeling that you're more of an acquired taste with people. Not too many people really bang with you. Not too many people are flocking to be your friend. And again, that's very heavy Saturn and the 11th house energy. This is my placement. So don't think I'm knocking you, pile three. Like I literally have this placement. This is my struggle. Pile three. So don't think I'm knocking you when I say that, you have low to medium likability. It's just that people don't really take to you. And you really had to learn how to like really overcome that and really come to a sense where you can be happy and secure inside of yourself. So, Pile 3, if this reading resonated, please leave a like. Please leave a comment as well, Pile 3. I really want feedback for this reading. If you guys don't immediately click off the moment the reading is done, I would really like for you to leave some feedback, leave a comment to let me know how you liked it, Pile 3. This is something that I'm really going to try to continue on my channel, at least with just this psychological tool in general. So please let me know how it resonated for you. And if you guys want to support my channel, you can always book a reading or donate a deck to my channel, and the links to do so are in the description box. Thank you and be blessed. Bye-bye. Last but not least, if you chose Pile 4, then this reading is for you. So let's get a look at your energies, Pile 4. I mean, how likable you are. I'm sorry. So, Pile 4, the way that I structured this reading is that the oracle cards up here, they give me a big sense of like your soul, your spirit, and who you are as a person. And we have growth, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And then we have slave. Slave talks about surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. One thing that I'm feeling here, Pile 4, is that you guys you very much value your friendships. I feel like that you probably were someone who really bent over backwards and really tried their best to be the best friend that they can be to all people. I'm feeling the energy of a people pleaser here, Pile 4. Like you really wanted people to like you, or you know how to get people to like you. With the growth card here, though, it's really telling me that, you really are growing up as a person. Like you really are valuing your true friends and not just trying to bend over backwards and break your back to like just maintain all your friends. You're learning how to let people go who needs to go and how to maintain the friendships with the people who are of worth and of value. I know the slave card talks about surrendering your power to your choice to the divine, but I don't feel that the slave card has anything to do with divinity. I feel like the slave card has a lot to do with other people, with your commitment to your friends, your commitment to your bonds, your family, things of that nature. You could be someone, I don't know what else to say, Pile 4. I really feel like you're just someone who's like really just growing. You could be a young soul in this world. No matter how old you are, you can be a younger soul, or you could just be a younger individual. But I just feel like you're still in the energy of growing and understanding what true friendship means. Yeah. So the way that this reading is set up is that the tarot cards here represents one of the 6 aspects of that goes into determining agreeableness. The first one here is sympathy, which is the extension to which judgments are based off of emotion. And with the magician here, the magician actually is the master of like all of the tools. He or she can use every tool at their disposal. The wand, the pentacles, the swords, and the cups. So with this, it lets me know like your ability to make decisions based off of emotions is at a medium level. No, I'm lying. I'm hearing that it's high. You probably are someone who makes emotionally based decisions. You're probably someone who makes emotionally based decisions. Pile 4. You're probably someone who thinks with their heart and thinks with their head secondly. Like you probably are the kind of person who leads with their heart, leads with like kindness, leads with like whatever you think might really make that might get you into the other person's good graces, or that might please the most amount of people. I really feel this energy of you just wanting to be well liked by everyone, Pile 4. Whether you know it or not, you want to be well liked. You like being well liked. Even if you don't want to be, you like that, having that position, being someone that's not really on the outside or the outskirts of people's affections. You like it. I really feel like the energy, when I first plucked this card, I heard the energy of an influencer. You could be like someone that really likes to have like a lot of friends, a big following, or it could be just someone that just natural that people just naturally gravitate towards. The magician here for the sympathy card lets me know that you know how to make the best decisions possible. It starts with emotions, but then you can fall back on other things if that doesn't really work out well. Like I said, this is the energy of either a people pleaser or someone who actually has like a big group of friends that they try to maintain but are learning to let fall away and keep the ones that are of value. The second trait is that of morality, which represents how you communicate with people. Um, High morality is someone direct and honest. Low morality is someone that's very duplicitous and sneaky in nature. You have the King of Cups, and to me, the King of Cups represents mastery over the morality energy. You have two cards of mastery with the things that represents like at least the emotional aspects of being agreeable. With the King of Cups here being for your morality, you are someone that's very mature in their making and like how you communicate with other people. I'm hearing like you are a social master. This influencer card, this Mercury and Libra, you know how to foster relationships with people. Like you might really be the snake here, powerful. You might really be the snake with the silver tongue. You know how to talk and communicate with people. You know how to put people under your spell. You know how to work. You know what to do, and you're probably a very strong social person. If you don't think of yourself as such, then you need to open your eyes because it's clear as day in the cards, powerful. You might just be one of those people that just want to be humble and just say, "Oh no, that's not me." Like no, bitch. You're people like you, and you know what you're doing. You know how to like get people to like surrender their power to you. You know how to maintain your friendships. You probably work hard at maintaining your friendships, your relationships, and your bonds. Not even just friendships, but work relationships as well. You like being well liked. And I feel that here. That's a big Libra trait as well. They like being well liked. They don't really like having that kind of conflict or tension between them and other people. So the next card here is that of trust. Trust is your belief in the good of others. And here we have the Eight of Pentacles. Um, the Eight of Pentacles for the trust was actually like really throwing me. I didn't expect to see this card. But what I'm really getting from the Eight of Pentacles in regards to like your level of trust is that this is something that you're kind of working on. Like, I don't know if you really truly honestly believe in the good in other people, other than the fact that you just believe the good that people might bring to you, or the good that you might be able to do for other people. um I really feel like there's a little bit of a shadow with the Eight of Pentacles here, that you rather just do things yourself. Like if it's something going on, you probably won't really depend on a friend. You'll probably try and go and do it and solve a problem for yourself, and you'll probably rely on your friends a little bit later. Yeah, this Eight of Pentacles and this Trust card kind of just like threw me. I do kind of want to pluck a clarifier. I haven't done this for any other pile, so there's something about your energy that's just not 120% clear to me, pile four. There's something here. I feel a shroud for some reason. Like you guys are kind of just like, nope, don't read me. I don't want to hear this. The Star card and the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know. Star, Eight of Pentacles for trust. The belief in the good of others. Okay, so you might really, okay. I'll take it this way then. I think that you guys, since we also have another 8 here on the star as well, I really think that you guys believe in the law of karma. That if you do good to other people, then good things will come to you. I don't think that you have trust and faith in the good of other people for say. I just think that you have faith in the energy and the force of goodness, period. Like that there are good people out in the world. And yeah, okay, so you have high levels of trust. You know that there are good people in the world and you believe in that. I can't believe I had to go through such a roundabout way to come to the same answer. You guys have a high level of trust. You believe in the good of other people. So I'm gonna move on. So next we have altruism, which is self-sacrifice, generosity, and consideration. Now for altruism, you have the two of wands, and I think this is where things kind of get like, wait a minute. This is why I said like the people pleasing thing might not really resonate with everyone because here in the altruism, you have the two of wands. And the two of wands is someone who thinks, who calculates, and who plans. Someone who's plotting and hatching schemes. Like, if you're not a people pleaser, then you know what you need to do to maintain your relationships, your friendships, and your bonds in life. And this is what's really what this is telling me here. You make the best decision possible. You see that there's two choice that there's a crossroads here. You can choose one way or you can choose another way to reach your goal. But Power 4, you always try to pick the right path. There's that magician and king of cups energy. I keep looking at it. You are a social master, Power 4. You're a social master. You are very good socially, especially with the Mercury and Libra. Mercury and Venus coming together. You're a social genius. That slipped out, but you're someone who's very good socially, Power 4. I said it I was thinking it's just from your oracle cards, but I think you might have the highest level of agreeableness out of all the piles, Pile 4. I think that you guys are really like the best socially here. You really know how to like really work the people around you. You got it. You're a social master. Next, we have cooperation, which is the response to conflict. High cooperation is someone who's meek and mild, and low cooperation is someone who's assertive, aggressive, and always wants their way. But you have the Two of Cups, which represents that you have high cooperation. You know how to work with other people in a mature and balanced way. You are a social master. You're a social master, Power 4. You're a social genius. You know how to interact with other people. You know that there's good, that, if you do good, good will come back. You have a strong belief in the universe and karma. You're pretty well rounded. Not really well rounded. You're pretty high on all these things. Like you're medium when you need to be medium and you're high when you need to be high. Like this is really good energy. Power 4. This is someone who knows people. You know people, Power 4. I'm gonna say that you know people, and you're really good at like really talking to people and getting people to do what you want and getting what you want out of other people. Whether it's like you having to make the first move and be kind, or whether you have to like really be a little bit more submissive and give them what they want first so you can get what you want. Either way, you're a maven, a master at this. And then finally, with modesty, we have humility is about your humility. People who rate high in modesty are very humble, very not very braggadocious about their skills, their talents, their abilities, and their achievements. And those who are low in modesty are very overly confident and aggressive and almost arrogant. And here we have the Six of Cups for modesty. You're right in the middle, Power 4. This is balanced energy. And that Libra energy is like really strong here. You could be a Libra. But with the six or Libra moon, I'm hearing you could be a Libra moon or a Libra sun or moon, or even the Libra Mercury, like the card suggests. But either way, Power 4, you're very balanced and your humility. Like you have your moments where you can be like real like cocky, real confident. I won't even say arrogant because that's too far on one side. You can be very cocky, very confident. You could be like very much I'm feeling myself. And other times you know how to like really downplay that energy and be more humble, more submissive, more in a cut. You know what to do to give off the image that you need to give off, Power 4. You are a social master. I can't escape it. That word keeps coming to me. You got it, Power 4. You know how to interact with people. You know people. You are a real people's person, Power 4. So in terms of likability, you are very likable. Okay? Very likable. People probably flock to you, Power 4. You probably have to beat people back with a stick, or like I said, you had to grow and making sure that you keep the people that are only worth keeping and letting the rest fall away. Because probably you just happen to attract so many people to you just naturally, Power 4. You could just be that person that when they walk into a room, everyone speaks to, everyone knows who you are, and everyone has a good opinion of you, Power 4. And that's because you know how to manipulate your image. You know how to just give people what they want, let them see what they need to see, and anything else that's not really for the public eye, you keep to yourself. And that's why I had a hard time reading your energy here, because you know how to project what you need to project, Power 4. But I see you. I see you. You know how to project what you need to project, Power 4, and you're really good at that. So I would really say that your likability is very, very high. You're very agreeable. You are a social master. So, Power 4, if this reading resonate, please leave a like. Definitely leave a comment, please. I'm definitely open to feedback for this reading. I want to know how you guys like it, how it resonated, and whether or not I should continue on with the other four traits that make up the big five personality. And I will know get a better gauge of it through feedback and comments. So this reading in particular is important that you comment, Power 4. If you guys want to support my channel, the links to do so in the description. My Amazon wish list is there, and the ways to book me are there as well. Thank you so much for your time and energy, Power 4, and please be blessed. Bye. Well, bye.